name is Courtney, and I'm very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself. And boy, speaking of things going the way you envisioned, I got to tell you, um, this whole Alaska trip this summer has been pretty wild and woolly, and not at all what I had anticipated. Um, So I'm trying to think of when I updated y'all last. So obviously I have not been checking in. Last week was nuts. I had my dad had to have a heart valve replacement. They finally did it yesterday. I shouldn't say it that way. I'm really, really, really grateful they got it done though. But they told us several weeks ago that his arterial blockage was, quote, one of the worst I've ever seen, unquote. And then they were like, come back, and I don't remember if it was 4 weeks or 6 weeks that they initially scheduled this surgery. And we were all just like, well, wait a minute, what the hell? Things weren't going well. Things were not going well. And in fact, my niece, who lives down by Anchorage, managed to wrangle an appointment sooner for dad to get some testing done. And they did the testing, and they were kind of like, oh boy, this is a lot worse than we thought. So they moved, they moved it from the 25th to the 11th. Well, then last week, I had my poor guy's 87, y'all. He was in the emergency room Thursday afternoon. We were back in the emergency room Friday night, and then back in the emergency room Saturday morning. And I got to tell you, had I not been A, so observant, and B, just so pushy, I don't know that my dad would still be here. And I wasn't at all pushy with the doctors, but I was very pushy with dad. And you know, you need to get some help. This isn't right. There's something going wrong here. But between the two of us, my gosh, Saturday, when I finally got him on a plane to Anchorage, Saturday was just two horrifyingly overtired, seriously cranky people staggering through the day. And it was just kind of one of those, all these different things were going wrong. So when we went to the hospital Friday night, he was having very severe edema. And so they, of course, gave him a diuretic at the hospital, but they gave us a prescription for one. Well, because it was literally just a clown show of a day, we ended up not getting the prescription, missed his flight. So after we missed his flight, like, well, I got plenty of time to go get your prescription now. So I show up at the pharmacy, and they had the diuretic was ready, but not the potassium something or other that they wrote with it to keep him from getting too dehydrated. And the lady at the pharmacy, I was so exhausted, and it had just been the most frustrating day. And I didn't say much, but it must have just been the look on my face. But the lady at the pharmacy, she's like, well, we have one ready. And I said, seriously, which one? And she told me, I was like, well, you know, that's the more important one, so I guess I'll take it. And she said, well, we'll have the other one ready. And I said, it won't matter. We're going to the airport right now. Well, she looked and realized it had been called in the night before. So she got right on it and took care of it immediately. And I do mean immediately. I had both prescriptions in my hand in a matter of minutes. So I was really grateful for that. And I got back in the car, and I was like, Dad, our day just turned around. I'm telling you. Then we got out to the airport, and two beautiful little cross foxes ran across the road right in front of the car. And I was like, see, Dad, I told you our day was turning around. So I got him on the flight, got him to Anchorage, where my niece and my sister-in-law picked him up. My niece is a veterinarian, so she knows how to talk to all the doctors, but they met the flight immediately, whisked him away to the hospital. And they were first going to operate Monday. Then that didn't work. And then it was going to be Tuesday. And then that didn't work. And then it was going to be yesterday. And they actually got it done yesterday. And he did really well. He came through it with flying colors. He's feeling a lot better. He should be home in a few days. He's got to stay in Anchorage for a little bit just to, just keep an eye on things. And, my niece, again, she's a veterinarian, but she's a medical professional, which means she's a far better person for him to be staying with right now than, well, any of the rest of us, because we're not medical professionals. We don't even know what questions to ask. Now, for the me update, some of you might remember a couple weeks ago, I talked about I've got to I'm on my own with all my health issues. I'm not going to get a lot of help from the medical community. And you know what? That's fine. It is what it is. I'm still a little bitter about it, but it doesn't matter. But I decided to focus on my sleep, and I had all these plans. I was gonna meditate, and I was gonna journal, and I was gonna make sure I got my prayer time in. And you know what? With everything that went crazy with my poor dad last week, it all went to hell. I did not do any of those things, except somehow I've managed the last several nights. Well, not last night, but the last several nights I've managed to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. And not only am I getting good duration, I'm getting good quality sleep. Now, last night was terrible, but it happens. It's not going to be fixed overnight. I didn't get here overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight, but I was really happy to see my sleep improving, because if you're not sleeping, you don't got nothing. That's your foundation. That's when you heal. And I have all these crazy health issues. Well, if I can't sleep, obviously nothing's going to heal. But now that things are settling down with my dad, I should be able to get more into a routine and get back into my prayer life, because I got to tell you, that's the one that I always miss the most. It's one I can fall out of the habit of pretty easy. But it's not that I don't just stop praying. I just don't have a formal structured prayer time, which I appreciate having. But I do pray throughout the day to keep me kind of grounded. But I miss my meditations, and I just haven't done them because I've been A, burning the candle at both ends, and B, my schedule it's just been thrown completely. It's been thrown completely to the wind. But I need to get back on top of it, because, well, all this stuff obviously has been really stressful with my dad. And I got to tell you, if you've never cared for an aging, ailing relative, it'll rip your damn heart out. I'm not going to lie to you, but I will also tell you, as hard as it is, and it's grueling, it's physically and emotionally just so far beyond exhausting. And then you add the fibromyalgia, the Hashimoto's, and all the other crap into the mix. And it's pretty easy for things to go south for me. But I think all in all, I'm handling all this pretty well. I'm really grateful that my sleep has been there. I'm grateful that things are settling down and I can get back into a routine. And yeah, I got to figure out better time management, because I have a lot of stuff I got to get done, and my summer is slipping away. I'm 6 weeks into it? My gosh, I am. My summer's halfway over. Oh, crap. Yeah, I got shit to do, and sitting around feeling sorry for myself ain't nowhere on the list. But that's the updates. That's what's going on with me and Dad. Hopefully my sleep pattern will continue to improve. But I'm really working on a lot of, I just went blank. I'm so tired. I'm working on a lot of my self-care, my fitness stuff is getting really focused on loosening up my shoulders and mid-back, my gut, because that's where I hold all of my attention, and my legs, because it's either my shoulders or my legs that'll wake me up when I'm hurting. And yeah, so the sleep is coming under control. So now I'm trying to get all that loosened up and get my body into a not quite so chaotic state. I am rambling, so I'm going to go. I'm just freaking tired, y'all. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but surgery went well. That's all. It's all we could ask for. So I hope y'all take care, and I don't know when the hell I'll be back. I'm going to be real honest. I'm going to try to be back tomorrow, but I got to get better at managing my time, or this ain't never going to happen. Y'all take care. Whoops. Oh, damn.